In a world where nothing is certain. In a world where nobody can agree. Hopefully we can all agree on ad sequencing. In this video you'll learn about ad sequencing or video ad sequencing campaigns. What is video ad sequencing? Video ad sequencing is a campaign subtype that allows you to show a series of videos in a very specific order that you define to an audience. Here's another definition. With video ad sequencing, you can show your product or brand story by showing people a series of videos in an order that you define. You can use video ad sequence campaigns to build interest, reinforce a message, or unify an overall theme. How does video ad sequencing actually work? An ad sequence campaign is made up of a series of steps. Each step can be thought of as an ad group within the campaign. Each ad group or step has exactly one ad. When your ad sequence campaign is live, people will see the first step in the sequence. After a person sees the first step, they will then be eligible to see the second step, and so on until they have completed the entire sequence. But what metric determines whether or not the person makes it through the entire sequence? Impressions. Each step is based on impressions, so when they see that impression of that video ad, they will then move on to see the next video ad in the sequence. Google optimizes ad sequence campaigns to show in their entirety. This means Google might show your impressions relatively quickly. This is why we see ads back to back to back from the same advertiser. Also, it's possible for people to progress through your ad sequence by seeing an ad sequence video ad from a different campaign as long as those two campaigns share the same targeting. Why? Because Google optimizes by impressions to try and get people to complete all of the videos in your ad sequences. What is ad sequencing in the context of Google Ads? In the context of Google Ads, it's basically the campaign subtype. Also, each step in the ad sequence is an ad group. What bidding strategies are available? First, we have target CPM. 2, we have maximum CPM, although that is no longer available. And this is the thing with video ads, they constantly update it and it just pisses me off. And 3, maximum CPV. If you're not sure which bidding strategy to choose, go with target CPM. There are 2 reasons. 1, Google will optimize your bids to try and get people to complete the ad sequence. And 2, the reason is you will get more ad formats if you choose target CPM. So what type of ad formats are available? If you choose maximum CPV or target CPM, you can use in-stream ads. If you choose maximum CPM, which you can't anymore anyways, so I don't know why I'm covering it, you would be able to do bumper ads. If you choose target CPM, you can do bumper ads, in-stream ads, and non-skippable in-stream ads. But let's get to the real heart of it. Why would you want to use ad sequencing? The first and obvious reason is to tell a story over a series of videos to the same user. The second is to drive deeper awareness of your products and services. The third is to reach and engage a broader audience. The fourth reason is to do it strategically. For example, use a bumper ad to tease a message and then use an in-stream ad to reveal. According to a Bright Cove study, 56% of consumers enjoy seeing videos for personal electronics, 52% for household appliances, 48% for tools, 47% for software, 35% for clothing and makeup, and 27% for personal care. So if you're in one of those industries, that's a good reason why. Let me ask you a question. Of all the text ads you've ever seen, how many do you remember? Okay, now how many video ads do you remember? Chances are you can recall at least one recent video ad you've seen. Video was the most memorable form of content for 21% of consumers and 25% of millennials. Video ranked higher than display ads at 13%, email marketing at 9%, case studies at 4%, and text ads at a measly 2%. 45% of all consumers and 56% of millennials find video more engaging than other formats. Video is the preferred form of brand and marketing communication for 36% of consumers overall and 46% of millennials. Okay, so how quickly are ads shown to users? Google's main objective is to get people to complete your entire sequence, and Google doesn't know when these people will be back next. So when they are online and when Google knows about it, they're going to show the ads as quickly as possible. What are some creative ways to use video ad sequencing? The first and most obvious one is to tell a story over a period of time. Use it as education, so educate somebody over a period of time. You could put the same video in your ad sequence multiple times to reinforce the message. Another idea is to create a bunch of bumper ads and act like you don't know they're only 6 seconds. So the first video could be, my name is Jared. What? It's almost over? And then it cuts. The second video could be, okay, in the last one, I did not get a chance to tell you about my product. Let me tell. Then it cuts. The third, and so on, until the last one you might just be like, just buy my product. Ad sequences are effective because they tell stories that map to the person's journey. The holy grail is to create video ads that really speak to that customer's journey as they go through the buying cycle. At this point, you're probably saying ad sequences sound great. What kind of results can I expect with them? Speaking only from my own personal experience, I have achieved cost per views of less than 1 cent. I actually show this in my YouTube course. Now we're going to talk about some very unique features about ad sequence campaigns. When we think of all the targeting methods like keywords, topics, placements, audiences, and demographics, you can only use 2 of the 5 there, and that is demographics and audiences. Another unique feature is frequency capping, and we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. And another kind of obscure feature is that you can't use bulk edits to copy or paste or delete. So what ad networks can ad sequence campaigns be run on? This will be a quick one. Sequence campaigns can run on the YouTube Videos network only. What targeting methods are available for sequence campaigns? Like I mentioned before, audience and demographics, and they are set at the campaign level, unlike most campaigns which are set at the ad group level. You can only exclude demographics at the campaign level, and that can be done on the exclusions page. Sequence campaigns do not allow keywords, topics, and placements, but they can be excluded at the campaign level. Do you remember that weird frequency capping thing I mentioned? Well, let's get into it. Frequency capping in general prevents users from seeing the same ads over and over and over and over and over. A person can only see your ad sequence one time all the way through in a 30-day period. Oh, and frequency capping inside the campaign settings can't be edited. What does Google say ad sequences are for? Basically, Google thinks that they are for telling a story and branding and awareness. What are the requirements for you to get started with ad sequencing? First, video ad sequences have to use videos from a linked YouTube channel, and videos have to be uploaded to YouTube as opposed to being hosted somewhere else. So let's talk about real results. Could ad sequencing be used to get more views on your videos? For example, could you take all the videos in your channel, put them all in one ad sequence and get more views? Yes, but you have to be careful. You definitely have to target the right audience, but you also should be aware that it could have a negative opposite effect. Here's the thing, this is going to be a huge news flash for you, but people don't like watching ads. Therefore, they tend to leave the video much more quickly than someone who would have found your video organically. If the YouTube algorithm thinks that people are leaving your video because they think it sucks, then that could negatively impact your video's future possibilities of ranking. Now, this is just my opinion. I don't know for a fact. I'm not a YouTube engineer. To my knowledge, it's not known whether the YouTube algorithm will penalize a video's organic ability to rank based on how it performed as an ad. Here's another question. Can you reorder the ad sequence videos once they're created? Yes, the videos can be reordered at any time. To do this, go to the ad group section, click the pencil icon, and drag to reorder. Now for some tricky questions. What happens if I add a new video to an already running sequence? Or what happens when I actually reorder the videos once they're already running? Here's the thing. Some users will not be eligible to move on in the sequence if you do this. Others will repeat the sequence in order to follow the new sequence ordering. Lift measurement for your campaigns will be interrupted, and this will cause a lot of reporting problems. And the last question before we get to the demo, what happens if I remove an ad from the sequence or if it gets removed because the YouTube channel was unlinked? If the sequence suddenly misses a step, then it's very possible that these people will not progress throughout your ad sequence. They could if your targeting is the exact same in a different campaign and that video is in that campaign. All right, you made it this far. Now let's actually see a demo. We're going to go through creating ad sequence campaigns. Okay, let's go ahead and look at ad sequences. So first, let's go into video campaigns. We are in the campaign section and we click this plus sign to add a new campaign. Notice these are the types of goals you can choose, but ad sequencing is not available for all goal types. So we first have to see which ones are available. Leads, website traffic, no. Not sales, because you notice video campaigns are not available for sales. So let's take a look at product and brand consideration, video. Yes, ad sequence is available there. You could also choose brand awareness and reach. Ad sequence is available there. Not in app promotion. It's also in this no goals section. So we just go to video. Ad sequence is there. So I told you earlier, ad sequence is a subtype. So it's a campaign subtype. And when I said that, this is what I meant. It's not a type of campaign, that's what these are. It is a subtype of the video campaign type. So let's go ahead, let's choose this brand awareness and reach video. Then we will choose ad sequence. But like I just showed you, there are several ways to create ad sequence campaigns. Let's click continue. Now we enter a name, but notice at the top it says our goal is awareness and reach. Ad sequence is the subtype. Okay. So here you'd enter a budget total or actually a daily, depending on what you want to do. Best to choose daily there, in my opinion. Now remember the target CPM, maximum CPM, and maximum CPV. Those are the options. And notice maximum CPM says the maximum CPM bid strategy is no longer available for new campaigns. Select target CPM bidding strategy instead. So I think Google is moving people towards target CPM because of its versatility. You can create multiple ad formats if you recall, and it tries to optimize the bids to get people to complete the sequence in total. So we're going to just choose that just for this example. Notice the networks, we can't choose search results, we can't be on partners. These are just languages, locations, you can diversify that however you want. Now remember I said there are only 2 of the 5 targeting methods, demographics and audiences. Once you create your campaign, you can exclude demographics if you want. And then audiences are here. So that's how you would set up your targeting. Inventory types. Now remember the frequency capping that I mentioned. This is what I'm talking about. 1 sequence per user per 30 days. So that means 1 user will only see your ad sequence 1 time in 30 days. Notice the devices here. They recently did add this, computers, mobile, tablets, and TV screens. Before, this was not here. Before, selecting this option would turn it into a mobile-only campaign. We're not going to mess with that though. And then ad scheduling, you can day part when you want your video campaigns to show ads. Now here's the interesting part, sequence steps. So you go through here. Let's say this is an ad group name. So remember what I said about ad sequences. Each step in the sequence is an ad group, and each ad group has exactly 1 ad. So if we were going to go and create these, we could say, this is step 1. For bidding, this is a target CPM bid. So we'll just put $5 in this example. And then we will say, I'm just going to find a video, if I could find it. Okay, we'll just choose this one. And we have our options, in-stream or non-skippable in-stream. And this is not available because the video is longer than 6 seconds. But if it wasn't, then bumper ads would be available. So this is what I meant by target CPM. You can choose multiple ad formats, which actually is a pretty flexible option if you're going to do ad sequencing. So then we go through here, we set up our URLs, and we actually create it. So notice you can have an optional call to action. That button appears. You also get to define the text and the headline. So the headline, I'll just say this is a headline. That's where it appears. It appears right here on the ad. And then the call to action, actual text is only 10 characters long. So that's pretty much it. Step one. And as you go through this, you add this, and then you create another step, and then another step. And until you have all your steps in your sequence, then you start running the campaign. So that's ad sequence campaigns. Hopefully you got a lot out of this video. If you want to learn more about YouTube advertising, definitely join my course and learn everything there is to know about YouTube ads.